Thanks.
Hi, Rachel. Thanks for joining me this morning. Why did you join Get Gorgeous? What interested you about Get Gorgeous?
I wanted to improve my nutrition and my approach to being healthy and happy. I'm a self-employed person, and if I get poorly, I can't work. So I wanted to make sure I was being proactive with that health side of myself.
That is excellent. So what were you like before? Were you suffering with your health, or were there any issues that you deliberately wanted to change?
I noticed that I was getting a lot of colds. I'm also an academic, so being in a school type environment. So I was getting a lot of colds. But also I was feeling rather lethargic, and from a nutrition point of view, I felt that I wasn't putting the right things in my body, but I didn't know what the alternatives should be or could be in order to just feel that physically, feel more improved physically.
That's superb. Thank you. And what have you found working with me, Adele, at Get Gorgeous?
It's been great. We're still in the very early stages. It's been great to have somebody to explain, well, this is why you're feeling in that way, because those are the food choices you're making. And what I've really noticed is that even though obviously there's a clear program and structure running behind it, actually it's been tailored to my lifestyle, what I need. And I've been very honest about, well, I can't do that. And there's been nothing that you haven't been able to weave around and find a compromise or an alternative suggestion. And as a result, yes, I've lost some weight, but it's not necessarily about that. I feel that I'm putting the right things in my body. I feel more confident, more proactive about managing my business, because I feel well and content, and just generally more mindful of looking after myself. But that's in harmony with my business, not in lieu of anything that I should be doing as a business woman.
Excellent. That is summed up what I would want somebody from Get Gorgeous to say. So it's do you feel that you've got clarity of mind, that you know your purpose, you know your direction, and that's helping you in your everyday life as well as your personal life, your business as well as personal?
I think I've got more choice. I'm starting to build up my awareness about nutrition without becoming an expert, because I don't need to. I know what my body responds to, and I also know what I can do within the million miles an hour that I live and work. So I wanted very much something that would be naturally absorbed in my day-to-day life. I've tried other things before, and it's always been, I've had to change my way of doing things too much. It didn't fit, and this fits.
That is fantastic. I love that phrase, naturally absorbs into your life. That's a fantastic phrase. So what other things have you tried and didn't work? And presumably, as you've said, because it was a structure that they were asking you to fit that structure rather than it being personal to you. What other things have you tried?
I think, when I was a lot younger, it was easy just to cut certain foods out, and the because predominantly it is a weight thing for me, but actually it's not. The weight is the outcome of what it is that I'm putting in. So I've tried typical other diets, which work, probably for 2 to 3 weeks, and then as soon as I eat normally, as I would call it, it all comes flooding back. I like food. And I'm the sort of person, if you tell me I can't have something, then I want it all the more. So I don't want to be deprived. And obviously what had happened is that, because I have a dog and I'm quite active, but my body's got used to that. So in order for me to change anything about me physically, there needed to be the combination of different food choices and moving more. So whereas previously it was just a case of just not eating as much, so and not changing anything on the movement side. And I think for a long time, actually, I was eating the wrong things and also not enough. So my body was feeling constantly starved,
Yes.
I'd be thinking, I feel hungry, therefore I must be losing weight, and then being
Yes.
really disappointed when actually the scales were going the opposite way, and I was confused, because historically, put less in, the weight dropped off. But that's because my makeup was different then. I was a lot younger. It was different, and I think I realised when I hit my 40s that actually I needed some additional help with that, because my old-fashioned habits weren't working anymore, and I think that's been it. And as a result, I know when I've not drank enough water now because I'm thirsty, and I know what thirsty means, and I know what hungry means in my body.
Yes. Perfect. A1 student.
Thank you. I try.
Thank you, Rachel. Brilliant.